So we're here today to talk about our model. We built a model in order to evaluate parking in Seattle. And the motivation for this model is that we wanted to build an algorithm to inform people about occupancy ratios of parking, because parking has become a huge problem in America. There are many drivers who cruise. That means they search for parking spots and they cause a lot of congestion because they can't find a spot, and also parking consumes a lot of land and turns the cities even more expensive than they are today. So the use case for our app would be for planners who were engaging with developers or other planning agencies, so they could have a quick response and what the shifting of some policy how that could affect parking demands in an area, or how a new development could affect parking demand in a specific block. So today, the city of Seattle already uses a sweet spot strategy. They develop annual studies about how parking occupancy rates are changing. They try to maintain the prices according to that, so that you can always find some place to park, and it's never too full and it's never too empty. So to do that, we gather some data about the streets of Seattle, and we use building permits as a proxy for construction. We aggregated that to the street segments, which is also the data that we have our study. So that's all our parking information that we got. We got in that, and you can see that there are some places where they have no parking spots, but they have cars parked. So we decided to rule that information out of our model in order to make it more efficient. And as you can see, during the afternoon, that's the time of the day where parking is where the occupancy rates are higher in Seattle. And you can see here in our plot, as you can see that most of our segments are in downtown, so it's mostly commercial buildings. And we developed this parking score, which is a way to aggregate all the information about land use in a street segment, and we attributed scores to them according to what kind of land use they are. So we have a total parking score of each segment. We evaluated also the rate, how much people pay for parking in each part of Seattle. And then we built this model. You can see here our prediction trend line compared to a perfect prediction, what that would be. Our mean absolute errors were 0.51, and our mean absolute percentage error was 4.45%. We applied that to a test set also to evaluate how that our model would behave there. And that's our idea for the app. Area of study, returning some preliminary and fine parameters of what kind of intervention you want to do. The park would return all the information regarding parking demand that would generate. We'll still have something to improve. We couldn't find any building height data. We couldn't find any seasonal data or weather data that would improve our model. And we couldn't separate our parking data in weekdays or weekends, because that would have a huge impact. So that's our pitch. Thank you for listening.